This is Christina King with Embracing Your Greatness. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today is July 6, 2011. My guest today is Dr. Bob Schuchts of the Theology of the Body Training and Healing Center. And he just gave us a beautiful story about healing in his family through dealing with the death of his brother to AIDS. This being the Holy Father's intentions for this month is helping to bring awareness to those that are dealing with the material and spiritual sufferings of AIDS. I really wanted to focus that in this month, especially woundedness. And this would be, in my opinion, an area of expertise and of gifts and charisms to Dr. Bob Schuchts, who's joining me. Dr. Bob, we left off before the break talking a little bit about generational sin. For those that have never heard this before, could you please just give us a quick synopsis, if you will, on what generational sin is and if it has any church foundations in church teaching?
Yeah. The scripture in the Old Testament talks about the sins of the fathers being passed down to 4 generations, visited upon the family. Not that the family members are punished for their family sins, but that they're experiencing the consequences of those sins. And even with baptism, which removes the eternal punishment due to sin, as we know, there's still concupiscence. Part of that concupiscence is that generational inheritance, the temporal consequences. And there are patterns that we see in families as we pray for healing that come down, and then particularly for the scripture mentioned, that are guaranteed to come down maybe as many as 10 generations. Any involvement in the occult or with witchcraft, any shedding of blood, which would include murder, abortion, suicide, any broken covenant, which would include adultery, divorces, those kind of things, and any kind of sexual immorality, sexual sin. Now there are other things like alcoholism, drug addiction, and other kinds of addictions and illnesses that also come down from the generation. In the mystery of, like I said, spiritually, psychologically, physically. But we do see the patterns in families, and we do see the healing that happens in the prayer. Now, you had brought up beforehand about the mercy of God in that. I think there's a great mercy in 2 ways. One is, as you mentioned, somebody present being able to see it. And secondly, when we struggle with something that's been inherited down through the generations, we're motivated to do what John Paul II did for the church, which is stand in identification with God. And as John Paul II did make the church, he repented on behalf of the entire church. He stood like Daniel did back in the time of Israel and identified with his forefathers and said, "Me and my forefathers sinned against you." And in that kind of repentance, not only is the one who's repealing the healed of the generational effect, but we believe in the mystery of purgation. Those who are still bound by those sins of the generation before us, who have died and who are living and yet to come, are also free from the generation.
Well, one of the things that I also think can be attributed to Christ's just endless ocean of mercy is I get this picture in my mind of like a neon hotel sign saying, blinking on and off, saying vacancy. It seems like sometimes these distress symptoms, these manifestations of, these sudden accidents, sudden deaths, illnesses, these addictions, almost are like a neon sign saying there's something here that needs to be addressed. Because God will not trample on our free will He? So
no, He won't.
He needs to make us aware then, right, that there's places He wishes to take us for healing.
And as both of us know, when we think we've got it together, we don't know that we need God. It's only when we look at those areas of our life that we can't fix, and we can't make better, and we can't figure out that we hunger for God.
That's so true. So it really, I think some people misunderstand maybe lack of formation, or maybe it's just they didn't have those examples in their life, but they don't see how something that one person would call as a scourge is actually this great mercy. Because like your brother, some people would say him dying of AIDS was a scourge, it was a terrible, horrible atrocity he should never have done, but it sounds like it was the actual catalyst for his conversion and being right with God, so that he could then be with God in union and communion forever, right?
Yeah. We're right now in the cycle of readings talking about Joseph and his brothers. And probably tomorrow we'll get to the scripture that says, what you meant for evil, God meant for good. And that's Romans 8:28. God turns everything into a good, no matter what evil Satan meant from it, if we will trust and believe in God. And so everything is God's mercy when we have the eyes to see it. Everything. And that is not to minimize the great evil of AIDS or the great evil of abuses or the great evil of anything that is very destructive and very disheartening. But that every single one of those, in the mercy of God, becomes redemptive. And redemptive not only for the person, but for generations and for the people around us that are affected by that grace.
Amen. It's so, God is a mystery, but sometimes in seeing the beauty of this, you can recognize, at least I had said it earlier in earlier in the hour, that the very place that you're most broken and wounded, the enemy wants you to be so afraid of going, can actually be the very place in which you will find peace, and you will find healing in more than just that area, but in your complete person. So thank you so much, Dr. Bob, for sharing with me. Before we end our time together, can you just share for anyone that's listening, and I'll make some links to my Facebook, Embracing Your Greatness Facebook page for the radio show, and on the YouTube channel and on the Ustream channel, links to how to get a hold of you. But could you share with anybody who might come across this YouTube video, which is why I do this, so that people who otherwise would never listen to Radio Maria, but something in the tagline will pull this YouTube video up, and they might be watching right now, and they are suffering greatly with the woundedness of their own weaknesses and families. And I want to offer hope to them. Is there hope for them? Is there a place? Tell me more about how these people can find some healing for themselves. You offer healing the whole person and sexual healing and redemption, like seminars. Could you just briefly mention those, please?
Yeah, those are two of the things that we do, that we offer, which are week-long courses, 5 days, and we have prayer ministry training or teaching. And they really are beautiful. We just finished one last week, and the graces that flow in people's lives are tremendous. The problem is that it's only a limited group of people who can come. We're also looking to have resources available for the larger church. And it's not just the ministry that we're doing, but I think the Holy Spirit is raising up this ministry in this church overall. And somebody is there in a struggle. Before anything else, just looking up to God and say, God, I need you to save me from this. I need you to redeem me. God will answer that prayer. Even if you pray that prayer 100 times, it seems like God doesn't answer. God will answer that prayer. Next thing is to recognize that the sacrament of confession, the sacrament of reconciliation, is the primary healing ministry of the church. So no matter where you are, it's available. And the prodigal son coming back to the Father with his extravagant mercy. And those resources are available all around the world for everybody. In addition to that, there's a lot of healing ministry being raised up in the church. And just ask God, please tell me where I can get connected to that. We have resources for people, and there's many others in the church that have resources as well. So it's not a matter of us wanting to support our ministry. God is wherever you are, wherever circumstances, whatever season you're in, there are resources there for you to provide the examples and
Well, I want to thank you, Dr. Bob, for being on the show, and I'll put links to the Healing Center Return to Glory conferences, which is another thing for men to kind of reunite with God. So thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to having you on the program again. For those of you that you're welcome. I hope to have you on again. For those of you who are listening, I just want to also give you hope by saying that I'm working very closely with some persons to possibly have a conference coming up on the December 9th and 10th, which is right around the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe, hopefully in the Chicago area. So stay tuned as I'll give you more information on that, and I plan on having some speakers. Maybe I'll even see if Dr. Bob's available to have some information on generational healing and some more talk on healing this woundedness. Let's just end with a prayer quickly to Our Lady of Guadalupe, that she may protect and heal our families, so that we may embrace our own greatness. Blessed Pope John Paul II, open our hearts to love like the Trinity, so that we may inspire others to embrace their own greatness. Blessed Mother Teresa, help us to learn to have true charity. St. Faustina, help us to reveal Christ's merciful heart to the world. St. Michael, defend us in battle against the world, the flesh, and the devil, so that a new civilization of love may begin with each and every one of us. Thank you so much for joining us on Embracing Your Greatness. Join me next week, where I will have Bernadette from Divine and Med Theology of the Body Institute, who works with persons suffering with sex addiction. Is there such a thing? What, if anything, can be done to help those that are suffering from it? So we'll be talking with Bernadette next week. So join us then. And until then, remember to embrace your greatness so that you can reveal the dignity of every human being to the world. God bless you.